Danny Kelly.
Call 03453 00
9956.
BBC WM
95.6.
Okay, she's in the studio and she's full of flu and cold. Hannah.
I do. I sound a little like Louis Armstrong. I'm sorry.
This time of year. What are you doing Christmas Day?
Cooking Christmas dinner for my family.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
You traditional sort of cook with turkey or?
I like to try. I think we're going to go goose this year, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why goose? I don't see the big attraction of goose.
Well, our family's got smaller over years, and we think, well, actually, turkey's just such a massive bird, so it'd be quite nice to cook something that's a little bit more tasty and slightly smaller, we thought.
A lot of fat on a goose, not much meat, I think.
No, yeah, it's true, but if you cook it properly, it cooks in the fat and it's all...
And I'll tell you what I love, the skin, the goose skin, you know, and it's really crispy and it's full of fat, and that's the tastiest thing, isn't it? Do you make your own gravy?
Yeah, of course.
Do you?
Yeah, you've got to.
What about cauliflower cheese? Would you go to the trouble of boiling cauliflower and then
I've
making up a cheese sauce and all
I've got
that?
on a big organic tip recently and just decided that I'm only going to get some really nice organic veg and organic meat because I know it's been looked after well.
Well, do you know, I've reached the age of 44 and I used to be a professional chef and I don't make anything from scratch. The gravy is all granulated.
Yeah, no way.
The cauliflower is cheese is Aunt Bessie's.
Oh my God.
The carrots and turnips is Aunt Bessie's. There's lots of Aunt Bessie stuff. The goose fat potatoes, they're Aunt Bessie's.
A lot of preservatives there, Danny.
Oh, does it matter though?
Yeah, of course it does.
But when you think about it, you're going to be spending the best part of Christmas or the days before preparing food.
I love cooking though. I think that it's a really lovely thing to do for your family. It's a really comfortable, comforting process. Yeah, definitely.
Do you think you could taste the difference between granulated gravy
100%
and your gravy?
Yeah, definitely. Are you kidding
me?
Yours would be lumpy.
No, there's not a lump in sight, but it's lovely and thick. It's the sort of stuff you get at a Bernie Inn. Yeah. Really warming.
Like a soup.
I'm not selling it to you, am I?
No.
What do you got for me for Christmas? Do you know I've forgotten the Secret Santa?
Oh no, Danny,
I'm the only one. There's a team of 5 and everyone's got a Secret Santa. The budget was a tenner and I've completely forgotten.
Oh my gosh.
Now I know the person that I was supposed to.
This afternoon.
Well, I'm taking them for a meal, which I think should be sufficient.
That'll do.
Right, so how's the world of Pawfect Dogsense?
It is great. We've got amazing things coming up over the next couple of weeks. We're actually running a dog-based treasure hunt in Kingsheath Park on the 28th of December. Should anybody fancy a lovely afternoon out, it's in association with Medical Detection Dogs, who trained dogs to sniff out cancer amazingly.
Can they do that?
Yeah, amazing, right? And that charity is the only reason that I became specifically a canine behavioural therapist. I studied animal behaviour and then really focused on dogs because I realised, wow, they can sniff out cancer in the human body. So we're going to try and raise a couple of quid for them. Has anyone
actually discovered they had cancer because of a dog?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you jump online and search Google medical detection dogs or cancer and biodetection dogs, the charity do incredible work. They not only have a whole sequence of dogs that are trained to detect the scent of cancer, and we really are working this backwards. We don't know what cancer smells like. The dogs are indicating, and we're doing a lot of research to work out what these compounds are that they're sniffing. The other side of the charity, however, they train dogs to live with people with things like diabetes, that have type 1 diabetes, which can be a really horrible condition to live with. And these dogs will indicate to the person when their blood glucose levels are falling dangerously low. So they'll get them a medical assistance and make sure they don't slip into a coma.
All
isn't
because
it?
of the way that...
You know, and I think in this day and age, when dogs have got so few jobs, what an amazing thing for us to be training dogs to do is detecting, biological problems in the human body. Fantastic. So what we've done is we've set up a dog treasure hunt. So on the 28th of December, if you head down to Kingsheath Park between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, we will have set up a treasure hunt. So you get given a map, and I'll give you a little bit of induction about scent training, so training your dog to find it. And then you just head out into the park, and there'll be a post, and within 20 metres of that post, you'll find a hidden object.
These are for the dogs?
On it. Absolutely. So you've got to work as a team.
Yeah. Do they all wee on the post?
They can wee on the post. We're going to have lots of different scent-based games all around the park, and pee posts for Facebook updates and stuff, because dogs need to keep talking to each other, don't they?
Or
maybe on social media all the time.
For yourself, if there's no public urinals.
Why not?
Kev,
maybe not.
Kev,
hello.
Yeah, you wanted to.
No, I was just going to say what Hannah was talking about the dogs sniffing out cancer. Funny enough, Hooch
has not left because my mum's had bowel cancer recently, and she's dealing with that right now. And Hooch won't leave my mum alone.
No way.
So that just explains that. And also with my partner's mum, who had breast cancer a couple of years back, Hooch was also guarding her, and was almost like nudging her arm and like looking over at us.
They're amazing. They really can. They can smell the difference.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Wow, that's a brilliant story. There you go.
03453 009956. I have some very disturbing breaking news to bring you that unfortunately in Liverpool, an off-duty policeman has been killed. Constable Neil Doyle has died after an attack in Liverpool. And I'm sorry to bring you that news. An off-duty cop has been killed. A guy called Neil Doyle has died after an attack in Liverpool. That's a tragedy. 03453 009956. Ellen is in Walsall. Good morning, Ellen.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
good morning, Eleanor.
Hi. This seems immaterial now to what you've just said.
Oh, go on, Eleanor.
It's awful, isn't it, to break that news that a Bobby's being killed. Awful.
Yes. I basically, my daughter and son-in-law brought a husky, but they've had to move house, and the landlord won't allow them to take the dog with them.
Okay.
So we've had that, but we have problems with people with allergies. My son's partner can't walk in the house. She has to have antihistamines before she walks in the house, and we have to hoover everything as she walks in. It can't be done like half an hour before.
Yeah.
And like my husband, but also I am disabled and I can't give her what she needs. I have been asking around for the last 4 or 5 weeks, trying to see if we can get sort of anybody who is after a dog, but not just anybody, because obviously the amount of work and but I've come to a loss now. I've got one family who were interested, but they'd got 2 other huskies, and the mum said, well, you know, it's more on insurance and we're going away, this, that and the other to the children, which is right. She says, we really need to think about it. So it didn't look as if that's going to go ahead, and they were just the right people because they'd got the huskies and they knew what they were doing with them. And I was basically asking if you knew or the best way forward.
It's a very difficult one. I really do sympathise with your situation. It's a common problem that I hear quite frequently. I think that the best advice I can give you is to keep looking for the right family. Huskies are incredibly popular as a breed. Obviously, a lot of people buy husky puppies because they're very pretty. Let me just
but they also are very.
They need a lot of exercise, don't they?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they
and
are.
the other thing with huskies is they're very socially aware. So if there is a bit of a strange dynamic at home, or there's arguments going on at home, or you know, there's anything like that, then the husky will pick up on that. They're very socially sensitive.
No, she is. She'll come sit by you, and she just put her head on the side of you, and she'll just constantly want you to fuss. I mean, the worst thing is, because we've already got a 13-year-old dog, and who she was a working dog, dogs for disabled, like who's in retirement now. But Bailey, the one we're looking to replace, she just comes and she'll move the bedclothes until she finds a piece of skin to lick in the morning.
Yeah.
So she's very sociable, and that's why, because the amount of work.
Okay, well, that's the predicament.
It's a very difficult situation. I think the thing to bear in mind with any rescue is that if the majority of rescue centres are full up, and this is probably why it's so important that I'm on this morning to talk to you all about buying a puppy, especially at Christmas time, because it can, you will find 18 months down the line that dog is now completely fully grown. They're an adolescent dog, and they need a lot more attention. They need a lot more interaction, and suddenly we get to the stage where, circumstances being as they are, unfortunately, this dog can't get consistent care. I would hazard you away from, sending it straight to a rescue centre. If you can see if you can look around, there are some really fantastic as well husky rescue charities. Heart is one in particular I can think of. HAART is a husky rescue charity that you could get in contact with, but they do tend to be overwhelmed, especially at this time of year. So the best thing I could advise really is to just keep the dog for as long as you can and see if you can find a really good home for it, and veto those people. Make sure that they do have an idea of exactly what that dog's gonna need day to day.
I just need to cross to Kev Pashby. Kev, we got more on that breaking news about the cop in Liverpool.
Yeah, we've got more coming in about this. The Merseyside police are now launching a murder investigation following an incident that happened in the early hours of this morning in Liverpool city centre. 3 men were attacked in the city centre in the early hours of this morning. A 36-year-old man has died as a result of his injuries, and 2 other men who were with the victim were also assaulted. They've been taken to hospital to be treated for facial injuries. We know that actually, just an update coming through, let me just read this, that those 2 other police officers, they've been released from hospital. One officer suffered a fractured cheekbone during the assault. Another officer suffered a less serious facial injury. One of the men has died from his injuries, and he was an off-duty police officer who's been named as PC Neil Doyle from Eaton Road Police Station. It's an investigation going on there. We've got to call into our colleagues up on Merseyside to see if they're going to be able to come on and give us a bit more detail as to what's going on there.
OK, Kev Pashby, thanks very much indeed. That's just incredibly distressing news to bring you, that an off-duty cop is being killed in Liverpool, and Merseyside Police launching a murder inquiry. 2 of his colleagues injured in the same attack. Hannah, how do people still buy puppies for Christmas?
Oh, yeah, they do, absolutely, Danny. Yeah, it's terrifying. You don't want to buy a puppy as a Christmas present. I mean, you might have thought about it, and if you have bought a puppy as a Christmas present, please, I really would advise that you talk to your partner about it if you're planning on making it a surprise.
Yeah.
Because it can be a surprise. It can be a shock, actually, to a lot of families. I had a client this year who got a Christmas puppy, characteristic Christmas puppy. Because of the time scale, you'll tend to go down a route that might not necessarily be the best for the dog. So you might go and buy a puppy from an online seller, or someone from the newspaper.
Yeah.
And what you'll end up getting with a puppy farmed dog is a dog who is incredibly nervous.
How would you know that it's puppy farmed? Okay,
that's a great question. And if you jump onto the website really soon, I've actually put together a puppy buyer's guide for you, which you can download. So ideally, first of all, you want to make sure that you've tested yourself and you've had a thought about, why do I want a puppy? Do I have the time? Do I have the money? Because puppies not only need to be bought, they need vet care, they need training, they need food and toys, and obviously your time as well. Have you checked if there's a training class nearby? Do you know why you want the breed that you want? Is it just that you've seen one and you think it's quite cute? Because if so, I really advise you just go and have a little look into that breed's history and ask yourself, what was that breed bred to do? For example, people get quite shocked that breeds like Shih Tzus and Lhasa Apsos can be quite pushy, as well as quite sweet and small and in theory easy to care for.
Yeah.
These breeds were bred as guarding breeds in China and on to live with monks. So they tend to be a little bit pushy, a little bit in your face, even though they were lap dogs as a breed.
I think we've got a West Midlands MP after 11:30 who's calling on the government to do more about illegal puppy trades.
Fantastic, good stuff. Now, the key with a puppy farm puppy, the problem a puppy farm puppy has is that they've been bred in a cage with their mother. Make no ends about it. They're in a cage with their mum, and that's it. That's all they have. So the problem that puppy farm puppies have is that they don't come toilet trained. If you've had a really well brought up puppy, it will actually be toilet trained when it arrives.
Yep.
Its mother will have taught that.
So how do they do? My mate's just got a new dog, and it's, I can't remember the name of the breed. It's got big ears, and it's brown. Doesn't give you much to go on that, does it?
You did
big
this last time.
Ears.
It was a Weimaraner.
Weimaraner,
I'm pretty sure we
yeah.
decided it was grey, yes?
Weimaraner,
yes,
yeah. Weimaraner.
Yeah.
Manic little thing.
Yeah.
And Chris was expecting it to really go, when it was separated from its mum the first night in the house, and apparently it was fine. Wasn't pining or anything.
Yeah.
He was expecting for a sleepless night.
The first couple of nights, it's going to be in shock, let's be honest. You have just ripped that puppy away from its mother. It's not been given any sort of forewarning that that's going to happen. I would hazard you away as well from getting the last puppy in a litter. The last puppy in a litter has seen all of its previous litter mates leave.
Psychologically damaged, is it?
It's going to be a little bit more separation anxiety fueled.
It's going to wonder what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit sad.
Lisa says, my neighbour has 2 dogs that drive me crackers. barking all the time. They sit in the window, bark at everyone going past, bikes, cars pulling in and out of the road opposite. They bark all day into late at night. They ate, making me want to move. They ate. Predictive spelling, isn't it? They are. Lisa, check your phone. They are making me want to move, but I love where I am. Owners are aware, but do nothing. That is just so selfish of the owners.
You know what? It happens all the time. And as far as the owners are concerned, you know, the dog is entertaining itself. And it's a bit of a shame for me because I know I can see there that dog isn't getting any mental stimulation. So the only thing they can do is guard their property all day, every day. Best thing you can do is pop a note through your neighbour's door and just say...
They don't want to know. The neighbours don't want to know.
Well, and that's a really tricky one then because they're getting into the realm of sort of neighbour disputes and such. But as much as you can, if you can go around and sort of say, I'm worried that your dogs are bored, they seem to be sitting in the window all day, you know, have you thought about training? If you can find a local trainer and pop their card through the door, you've done the best you can do, eh?
Now, Hannah, listen, we're playing a bit of music. It's a different show today, so we're going to play a bit of music. Just remind everybody of your website, please, your details.
Absolutely. My website is www.pawfectdogsense.com. You can sign up to our charity event, our Christmas treasure hunt online, and you can join us on Facebook as well for a chat.
And the Boxing Day Sniff Fest is
28th of December from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon.
What's it called?
We've got mulled wine and mince pies. It's the Pawfect Dogsense Christmas treasure hunt. You should see it advertised in lots of parks around the West Midlands.
You got it, Anna, and we'll speak in the new year.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed.
God bless, Danny.
You're going
Merry
places,
Christmas.
by the way.
I love you.
You're going places. Thank you.
Take
care, you. Okay, here's a bit of the mighty status quo, and it's Christmas time. And then after this, I want to...